You base your arguments on small points of the Bible, the same Bible which you believe is inaccurate. To me, this is a contradiction. Why do you do this? I do respect your religion, but this is a problem I can't understand.
Mr. Chairman and brethren, you see, in every civilized nation on earth, people have disputes. And when these disputes go to court, the plaintiff, the complainant, he goes into the box, into the witness box, and he testifies. He puts forth his claim. And the opposing advocate, attorney, he cross-examines the witness. When he is cross-examining the witness on the evidence that he has given, and on that evidence, if he can prove to the judge's satisfaction that the man is lying, if he feels satisfied that he has convinced the judge in his cross-examination that the witness was a liar, what he does is he closes the case and he asks for absolution with costs, and he will get it. And this is normal practice in everyday affair. Dispute, you cross-examine the person and you come to a conclusion. Now the Holy Quran tells us to do the same. It says, وَقَالُوا, and they say, who, the Jews and the Christians, say, لَن يَدْخُلَ الْجَنَّةَ إِلَّا مَنْ كَانَ هُودًا أَوْ نَصَارَى, that you Muslims will never enter Jannah. There's no heaven for you. There's no salvation for you, except you become a Jew or except you become a Christian. In answer to that, God Almighty makes us to say, tilka amaniyuhum, that this is their wishful thinking, vain desires, hallucination. Qul, tell them, hatu burhanakum. So produce your evidence. In kuntum sadiqin, if you are speaking the truth, let's have a look at your certificate that entitles it to heaven and destines us to hell. So they have produced it, the Bible, in 2,000 different languages. And he's saying, my Bible says this, my Bible says that. So we have to cross-examine the Bible, your witnesses. And we are proving from the mouth of your witnesses that the thing that you are alleging, what you are saying, you are claiming is not there. You see? Now you say, what about the other things which are true? I say, look, that is not at stake. If the Bible said that God is one, we say, we agree with you. You said, I quoted you from the Bible. You said, look, everyone is personally responsible for his or her action. I say, we agree with you. Can't you see? If you say, God is a loving Father in heaven, I say, right, we agree with you. But when you say that he's like Shylock, wanting to get a pound of flesh from his creation, Adam and Eve sins and he makes you responsible, and at the beginning of 1986, there were 4.8 billion people on earth, and according to the Christian belief that everyone goes to hell, for what? The sin that Adam and Eve committed. So I said, this is the most nonsensical idea. Because Adam didn't ask me before eating the apple, nor did Eve ask my wife. How can God hold us responsible?